I talk about the self to trauma ratio. And so if a person has a deeper sense of self, and I'm not talking about their ego, although that's part of it, but a sense of self, then they're okay even with a relatively big trauma. But if the S is small, that even with a small trauma, they can be really thrown out of equilibrium. So in body psychotherapy, one of the key things is to get that ratio high enough so the person can begin to navigate these waters of trauma. When a person is able to do that with a certain degree of relative safety and curiosity, when they're able to do that, they develop a capacity to really touch into these traumatic experiences, to take the charge out of them, or in the case of the shutdown, to build up enough charge so then they can take the charge out and come back into the here and now in interaction with us. I want to say one other thing, that I've often seen therapists working with somebody who's in a shutdown state, and they try to make contact with them. And often the person goes deeper and deeper into the shutdown because they feel frustrated and helpless that they're not able to take what the therapist is trying to give them. Another thing that I think is critical in all therapy, and certainly it's true in work that I do, is that you want to give the person, the client, tools so that they can begin to work on their own. Again, understanding that this, in many cases, has to be developed gradually. But if they don't get tools, then sometimes what happens is you work with the person, all of a sudden they felt better than they felt for years, maybe decades. And then they go back, and when they start to lose it, as you will, because this is all a rhythm of pendulation, right? It comes and it goes, and gradually you build this self, that authentic self,